For years, Paul Heyman stood beside Roman Reigns through victories, betrayals, and bloodline wars. He was more than an advisor. He was family, the wise man, the one voice Roman trusted in a kingdom full of snakes. But at WrestleMania 41, that trust will be shattered. Not by greed, not by ambition, but by loyalty to a promise made long ago. A promise to a man who the world thought would never return, CM Punk. Heyman once told Punk, "If you ever make it to the WrestleMania main event, I'll be in your corner." Now that moment has come, and Heyman is torn between the past that made him and the empire he helped build. But make no mistake, when that bell rings, Paul Heyman will choose, and his choice will change everything. Last year, the main event for WWE's Survivor Series, War Games seemed to be heading in a predictable direction. Fans anticipated a brutal showdown between two factions of the Bloodline, Roman Reigns' original crew and the new version led by Solo Sikoa. With the traditional War Games format requiring 5 members per team, Solo's side filled their final spot with Bronson Reed. All that remained was for Roman Reigns to make his 5th pick, and the obvious candidate seemed to be Seth Rollins. But in typical WWE fashion, SmackDown threw a curveball. In a moment that lit up the wrestling world, Paul Heyman returned to television after months of absence. This marked the first time he'd appeared since being violently taken out by Solo Sikoa's group earlier last year. Heyman, battered and broken back then, had been powerbombed through a table, the ultimate betrayal from within the Bloodline. So his return wasn't just a comeback. It was layered with tension, drama, and questions. And then came the biggest surprise of all. The 5th man wasn't Seth Rollins. It was CM Punk, Heyman's longtime friend, rival, and one of the most polarizing figures in wrestling history. Punk's presence alone is enough to change the landscape, but with Heyman delivering the announcement, it raised eyebrows. Could this be the beginning of a heel turn? Paul Heyman is often called the greatest talker in wrestling history. From his early days in WCW to running ECW, and later serving as Brock Lesnar's advocate, he has always been a master of the microphone. His gift of storytelling through words is unmatched. He doesn't just speak, he sells a story. It's why fans everywhere still chant along with his signature introductions. In 2020, Roman Reigns was in a creative slump. His babyface run had grown stale and unconvincing. But all that changed when he turned heel, declared himself the tribal chief, and aligned with Heyman. With Heyman by his side, Reigns became the centerpiece of WWE, a cold, calculating, dominant force. Although Roman took on more mic work himself, having Heyman beside him gave his persona undeniable gravitas. But for the past several months, Heyman's absence had left a void in the Bloodline story. Solo Sikoa has improved on the mic, and Reigns still commands attention. But without Heyman, the Bloodline hasn't felt the same. Heyman's character arc took a dark turn after WrestleMania 40 when Roman lost his WWE Championship. While Roman went on hiatus, reportedly to film a movie, Solo Sikoa stepped into the spotlight and began reshaping the Bloodline. He expelled Jimmy Uso and methodically recruited new members, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu. During this power shift, Heyman remained the moral compass, the last loyalist to Roman Reigns. His appearance told the story. He showed up on SmackDown looking disheveled, exhausted, and visibly shaken. No sleep, no shave, bloodshot eyes, all to signal how tormented and trapped he was in the chaos. Eventually, Sikoa demanded Heyman's full allegiance, but Paul refused to betray his true tribal chief. And for that defiance, Sikoa and his men drove him through a table in a brutal fashion. Heyman disappeared from TV, and in the storyline, no one, not even Roman, came to his rescue. That silence from Reigns speaks volumes. For someone as proud and loyal as Heyman, the abandonment likely cut deep. So now we must ask, if Heyman does turn on Roman Reigns, what's his true motivation? Is it pure revenge or is there a greater play? Heyman and Punk go way back. Their history runs deeper than Roman's. They've been friends, enemies, collaborators, and adversaries. But through it all, there's been respect. Punk, unlike Roman, may represent someone Heyman believes actually cares about him, someone who wouldn't have left him broken and forgotten. The question is, does Punk know what Heyman is planning? Could we see Punk pulled into a heel turn of his own? That's the intrigue. Punk is beloved right now, riding high as a babyface. But history shows he shines brightest as a villain, cunning, brutal, and brilliant on the mic. WWE currently lacks top-tier heels, and a heel Punk feuding with Roman Reigns could fill that gap in a big way. Whatever direction this goes, one thing's certain: Paul Heyman isn't back just to stand in the background. The wise man has returned. And when Heyman gets involved, nothing stays the same for long. Whether he's playing both sides or plotting his next masterpiece, a storm is brewing, and Roman Reigns may never see it coming. If you think Paul Heyman's return is just the beginning of something huge, hit that like button right now. Who do you think he's siding with? Roman Reigns or CM Punk? Or is he playing a game even bigger than we realize? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love these deep dive WWE stories and want to stay ahead of every twist in Roman Reigns and CM Punk saga, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell, because the next betrayal might be just around the corner. We've got more drama, more breakdowns, and more chaos coming your way. This is just the beginning.